Hi everyone, and welcome along to my new quick hit video. This week I'm going to be talking about a game called Gone Home. Nice indie game. You'll all know I'm mad about indie games. I'm so pretentious. But no, seriously, a lot of people, when they hear indie games, they just imagine it's a load of fluff and it's nothing really worth your while unless you're a hipster. But hear me out, this is a fantastic little game. Before I get stuck into it, the only downside is the price, which I was following this game for a long time. When I saw it was €18 on Steam for roughly about 2 hours gameplay, I was like, oh, bit much, you know. But I ended up getting it in the sale anyway for €9. But anyway, it's definitely even worth full price now that I've actually played it. Basically, the game follows the eldest daughter in a typical Midwest kind of American family home, you know. The whole story is you've been away to Europe on a trip for the year. And you come home and your house is empty. So you're basically come home to an empty house. But, I mean, I should go on by saying that this game it's nostalgia overload. I mean, it's like a love letter to the 90s. That's anyone in around the late 20s, early 30s age group will instantly recognise and connect with this game because it's just like stepping back into the past again. Just by the little things, the whole ambience around the house, you see old toys left out. I mean, it's like stepping back in a time machine and it just transports you right back to those years again. It's set in 94, I think. Basically, like I said, you come home to this house, it's empty. It starts off with like you're leaving your mother a voicemail like, oh yeah, I'm on the way home from the airport now and I'll get my own way home, you don't need to come and pick me up. But again, the story just unfolds beautifully because you get to the house, there's nothing major going on, there's no huge plot twists or, you know, you come home and the house is haunted or any of that bullshit. It's just a normal family home and you just wander around it for a couple of hours. And the entire story, it's all just inference, you know, nothing is obviously stated. This is going on, that's going on. Oh, now next you have to go to this room, next you have to go to this room. It's completely non-linear, you just go where you want. Now in saying that, there's a few doors are locked, like the basement and the attic is locked in the house and you got to find the keys, and there's the hint of slight of a path you have to follow, but again it's completely open to interpretation. You can go whatever way you want, but absolutely amazing. And it's just, you wander around the house and you don't know anything about this girl, you just know she's been away for a year, she's come home, and then it slowly unfolds, oh, you have a younger sister, and you have a mother and a father, you know, and then, again, you don't know a thing about these people other than their name, and the minute you go in the door, you see like a little family photo, and you're like, oh, yeah, and then you just wander around, and it's going from room to room. You might see like a book that's left in the room, you can pick it up and have a little look around and see what the title is, and you know, there's very obviously, this is the dad's room, this is the mother's room. And again, nothing directly states that, but you can just tell, like the dad is a struggling writer, and nearly in every one of his rooms, it's like a big house, it's a mansion. And again, there's a whole story behind that, how they got the house, how long they've been living there, what their plans for the future are, etc., etc. But I just thought the nuances in the story are just fantastic. Just the feelings you get just by looking around these rooms, and again, judging by what magazines have been left there, and there's lovely little handwritten notes all over the place. Like there's notes stuck on memo boards, notes stuck on the fridge, there's little postcards lying around. All the handwriting is completely different. I'd say it was actually real handwriting that was scanned into the game because it just looks fantastic. It's so authentic, you know. And then, like I said, just by reading these little notes, just, you know, making these assumptions just by finding these little clues lying around, and then by the end of it, it's just built such a picture of this house, a picture of who the family are, what they're doing. You know what the dad is like. You can see all every room that belongs to him. There's a typewriter in there with scrumpled up manuscripts thrown in the bin, so you're getting the idea that this man he's struggling as a writer and he's kind of hitting a brick wall. And then more stuff starts to develop with the parents, and you start to get an idea behind them, and with her sister as well, the younger sister. I think it's Kate and I think Sam. I can't remember names now, but you find your younger sister's diaries throughout the house, and then you hear a little audio log being read as you're going around exploring. But again, it's such nostalgia, this game, because every room you go into, there's like, almost every room, there's a tape deck in the corner, and you have to look around the room, look in cupboards, pull out drawers, and you get these little mixtapes, and you spin them around and you can read the handwritten name and the band and all this stuff, and you throw it into cassette and you get this 90s kind of grunge rock as you're going around. All the posters, there's little handmade fanzines lying around the house about the local skate scene, and all writing each other letters, and you get the letters that your sister's written in class. What's your favourite band, what's your favourite actor, and we got to go and see Pulp Fiction tonight, it's this new film that's come out, it's supposed to be amazing, we'll have to sneak in and stuff. But again, it's such a pop culture mind feast, all these little references dotted in. And the story, it's genuinely heartwarming, because a lot of people, I'd seen people reviewing it saying, oh yeah, it's this and that, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to reserve judgment until I pick it up. And I have to say, I've really fallen hook, line and sinker for it. Just something different. Nowadays you're so used to games, big epic set pieces, huge orchestral scores and the best of CG and dramatic twists and the biggest enemies you can think of. Great, fantastic. I love those games more than anyone. But this is such a lovely little step back. It's refreshing to see games that have just completely played around with the idea of narrative and storyline and just completely threw it at the player to experience it in whatever order they want. But overall, you still get that huge picture at the end of it. Just slowly unfolds as you go along. To some people, this will sound amazing. To other people, they will literally have probably switched off halfway through this video so far. But I really have to say, if you're interested in playing something a bit different, if you like the idea of more, it's kind of along the lines of Dear Esther, which is another game I was raving about. It's called interactive fiction game. It's more like the story you played for more than anything else. Again, better than Dear Esther in a way, because Dear Esther is amazing to look at, but this game just, to quote the internet, it hits you in the feels. Absolutely amazing game. So that's all I'm going to talk about. Check it out. Let me know in the comments below if you've played it already, if you liked it, if you hated it, whatever. Just give us a shout, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.